Welcome to the Sam Smith audio show, guys. I have Stan from Terminal Nation, the vocalist.
Yo, yes, that is correct.
Make sure I got it right. Dude, yeah, fucking, I love your music.
Well, thank
Do you write all the songs?
So I pretty much write all the lyrics, the vocal patterns, the cadences, and things like that. I help out sometimes with the riff writing process, but the song structures and riffs usually are the other guys in the band.
Yeah, okay. Nice, man. So anyways, what about the name Terminal Nation? Where'd that come from?
So I've gotten this question before. And people think there's like this big grandiose story to it or whatever.
Yeah.
No, there's this old hardcore band from like the early '90s called Infest, and on their second LP they have a track called Terminal Nation. Well, Infest is probably my favorite hardcore band, and that song is particularly hard. It's very like rough and gritty, but yeah, we just named it after the Infest song. I connected with the lyrics, and the fucking name sounds hard.
Oh yeah, dude, it does.
Right.
Terminal Nation. It caught my attention immediately, and the album art for the last one that y'all dropped.
Oh yeah.
I that caught my eye immediately, and but what I've noticed is y'all don't play a whole lot of like local shows and stuff like.
Yeah,
like some of the other bands, you know.
Sure.
I mean, you play local shows, but it's like maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah, that's about right. So I mean, I love Little Rock. I love putting on for the city. We love playing Little Rock. It's not viable for us to play it like once a month or you know every other week or whatever. Some newer bands that are kind of trying to get their name out there or whatever. You got to take what you can get. You claw and scratch and try to get your way to the top. I feel like, as a whole, if you're involved in the music scene in some sense, you're at least familiar with our name. You may like us or dislike us or respect us or whatever, but you at least know who we are. So we don't have to play a whole lot locally to kind of get our name out there. And so it makes the nectar even sweeter whenever, if you got to wait 6 months for a show, it's much more worth it than getting a show a month kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's for sure, man. I wonder if I can catch a live show with you guys eventually and stuff. But which I will probably.
We got a couple coming up. So we got two shows. Our first. So
I know about the one with the eyes up.
Yeah. So there's this whole I don't know.
It sold out the day that I got my paycheck. So
it was sold out the day we announced it. Truthfully, so you're okay.
Oh, but I heard about it like a week before you announced it.
I kind of tried to tease it out, put teasers out there.
Oh, yeah.
Some people knew, But yeah, so that one's sold out. Actually, so we got two shows this month. We're playing in Memphis a couple days before the Eyes Up show. Also, similar lineup, Sanguisugabog from Ohio.
Yeah.
you don't hear a name like that every day. And then 200 Stab Wounds. They're playing in Memphis with us on Friday, July the 23rd. Okay. That one sold out yesterday.
Damn.
And then we got the Little Rock show on a Monday. It's our record release show from the record we dropped last year because with COVID we couldn't play a show. It's kind of weird doing a record release show almost 1 full year after the record drops. Yeah. And it's our first local show in 2 years because of COVID. Yeah. So it's a little weird doing the first show in 2 years, but I'm glad that people showed out for us and like bought their tickets, and it sold out in like a few hours from being announced. Oh, yeah. It should be fun. If you can't hit those, which it's sold out, then in September we got Mutants of the Monster Fest.
Okay,
and that's gonna be a legendary weekend. That one's gonna be wild.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm planning on trying to go to that.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, if everything else is sold out, so it's like
that one's not quite there. So that one's a huge room. We're playing the Dreamland Ballroom. Are you familiar with the place?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so it's like this legendary historic venue in Arkansas that's been well, I don't know if shut down is the word. It hasn't been an active music venue in many, many years.
Yeah.
But way back during the era of Prohibition, they would have like jazz musicians, like
Okay.
earlier in the century, come through there, and then they would serve alcohol. It would be like the low key where all the movers and shakers in the city would kind of come to gamble and partake in debauchery. It was, yes, but it's a grandiose ballroom, if you will. So it's still got like the brick walls and like the fancy lights and the balconies
cool,
and the chandeliers. Yeah, it's very cool. Like BB King is played there. It's crazy. The history in that building is unreal. But this is going to be the first metal show that's ever happened there. We're headlining that Saturday, September 11th.
Was it hard, what, pulling off, what, setting that up and stuff? For a metal show.
Well, so thankfully, I didn't have to.
It's been shut down for a while.
Right. And they're putting in the elevator. They're putting in the air conditioner now. So even if you went up there right now, it's still not ready. But they're going to be, it's going to be ready for the show by September. Thankfully,
cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have my hands too much into the sausage making of that festival, the logistics, because that would have been a nightmare. I've helped a little bit here and there. That was mainly my buddy CT from the band Dead Bird Wake.
Okay.
He's like the guy with the connections in town in terms of metal. He set that up, and so respect to that dude, because he grinds harder than most people, and I don't know how, but he was able to make that happen.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fantastic weekend for sure.
And does he run Vino's or?
So I think he runs the calendar for Vino's. And the calendar for Whitewater. So like the booking and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what
kind of channels through him. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, so he's got a lot of contacts.
Oh yeah. I mean, in his bands, he's toured like the world like a few times over. So he knows everybody.
Yeah, sounds like it. Wow. Yeah, I just got into to the music scene and stuff, through my podcast, because I can't actually like play anything.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, me either.
Sing.
Really.
I'm not a vocalist.
Okay. Sure.
Any of that.
You don't have to sing. I mean, if you're playing a metal band or a hardcore band, you can just have charisma and have a unique voice. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I tried a death metal band when I was a kid. When I was like fucking 13 or 14 or some shit, dude. It was terrible.
Okay.
Just garbage. Yeah, I tried doing the vocals, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go for a Cannibal Corpse type style."
You can't go wrong with Cannibal Corpse, sure.
And I really got the inspiration from Cannabis Corpse, because I mean, if you listen to my podcast, you already know that's like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Okay, Cannabis Corpse, yeah. They're from California.
Oh yeah. A lot of people haven't heard of them.
Oh yeah,
everybody here is like, "Who the fuck is that?"
So obviously the name is like a play on Cannibal Corpse.
It's a parody,
but it's
band,
sure. But a parody. So when you say a parody band,
Yeah.
people think like, oh, well, the music shit or whatever. But it's like, no, they're really good.
Some good parody bands.
And I think they've got accomplished musicians in the band that are in like other like fairly well known Bay Area death metal bands, whatever. So that band rocks. They're on Tank Crimes, that record company, that label is run by a good dude. Okay. I fuck with Cannabis Corpse. Let the record show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, they're badass.
Yeah, they're tight.
Yeah, dude, that was like I think my first band that I ever listened to, dude, was like Mudvayne.
Okay, yeah,
like my first metal band.
Sure, yeah.
That you could actually consider metal.
Yeah, of course.
What about you, man? What was the first metal band?
Oh man, metal band. So I kind of came up more into like punk and discovered like extreme music through like punk. Mm. So it's tough to say in terms of metal.
What metalcore death metal band you first?
Yeah, okay. So I remember being into punk, like skate punk, like Epitaph punk, when I was in high school or whatever, right? And I'd be at the skate park smoking weed with the older kids. Oh yeah. I love AFI. Still to this day, one of my favorite bands. But like AFI, NoFX, Rancid, Pennywise, Bad Religion, those type of bands. I was in all that shit, and I remember smoking out in this dude's car at the skate park. Yeah. And he had an Expedition. and he was like, "You mind if I crank some music up, dude?" And I was like, "All right, whatever." And so, okay, this is the first metal band, death metal, if you will, I guess, extreme metal band. I heard.
Yeah.
So he plays. I forget what the album is. I think it's Unhallowed by the Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh yeah.
And then the track Closed Casket Requiem. If you're listening to the podcast, pause this for a second and play that track and tell me it does not fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Black Dahlia Murder was like the first. I was like, fuck, I'm a punk dude for sure, but this rocks.
Yeah.
I was into it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Dude, that's a fucking pretty sick band, you know. I haven't listened to their shit in a long time.
Sure. Yeah, me either. To be fair, they dropped a new album last year. I've been meaning to check it out. I've been sleeping on it a little bit, but I need to go do that. But yeah, those first couple of albums, Unhallowed, Miasma, I think is how you pronounce it. Those are fucking awesome, awesome shit.
Yeah,
I'm okay to cuss on the.
Yeah, dude. You're cool to cuss, man. You can say whatever you want.
Sure.
On here.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's definitely not like a podcast for kids or whatever. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a foul mouth. You know, usually.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it PG.
Oh,
or PG-13, maybe R every now and then. We'll see.
Yeah. Just see how it goes. You know, where the conversation leads and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, you said you've done like other podcasts and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you been on?
I
always ask people that because I always look for new shit
sure.
listen to.
So, are you familiar with Crashcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I've been on Crashcast a couple times. I did I did my own episode, I believe, just once.
Oh,
and I rambled for 3 hours on that one.
Just a solo episode with
just me and change the world. You want to make the world a better place. You want to advocate or stand up for this or that or the other, and feeling powerless. And not being able to make any sort of difference. And that's kind of what embodied that fire in me to pursue music as my avenue to get my word out there.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, shit. That's cool. I think that's kind of what I was a pissed off kid too, man. And just the metal and shit, and like punk and stuff. That shit just draws you in because it's like, damn, I've heard other people fucking say this, but I'm gonna say it again, and even though it's cliche, but it's like there's somebody else out there that feels like it's just pissed off as you are. You know what I mean?
It's human nature to want to relate. Find somebody that relates to you.
Yeah. And so it's like it's fucking nice when you hear that music. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's a fucking stress reliever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
For me, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to certain types of music based on like how I'm feeling at the time. You know what I mean? And usually like death metal and shit, or fucking metalcore and stuff. It usually helps me like chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I'm pissed off, I'll fucking put it on. And you know what I mean? By the time I'm done listening to a few songs, I don't even remember what the fuck I was mad about to begin with.
For sure. Yeah,
and
very
that
true.
Type of shit,
it's kind of cathartic. It helps. It's almost like an escape. Like for a little bit, I can be pissed off, and I can throw my AirPods in my ear, go to the gym, hit the weights while listening to like fucking Crowbar or something.
Yeah.
And then by the time I leave the gym, I'm in a whole different mood. It's crazy. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, I got my fucking go-to when I'm working out is Kubla Khan.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out Kubla Khan.
Yeah.
I want to play with that band one day.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick, man. Dude, they're fucking good.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's fucking. I mean, that's a great music to work out to.
Actually, I think we have played with Kubla Khan. I forgot.
Oh shit!
When we first started as a band, this is a crazy story. So we played a house show with Kubla Khan.
Okay.
Nice. In the Dallas Fort Worth area, which I think is where they're from.
Yeah.
It was like Kubla Khan, Heretic, Modern Pain, Soul Short, like every big 2014 or 15 maybe when we
Yeah.
first started. It was like our first out of state show I think ever. Pavel Chekhov, every like Texas band of that time,
Yeah.
like hardcore, metalcore, whatever, Texas band of that time, like was in this tiny house. That place got fucking
Oh,
wrecked.
fuck.
Some girl got like her nose like completely crushed in during Kubla Khan. I felt
Oh
bad.
my
she's better now, I
God.
think.
That
But
sucks. Yeah.
it was pretty wild to just see just like blood just squirting out of her face. It was fucked up. But
Yeah, that would be pretty fucked up.
but yeah, we played a house show with Kubla Khan in like
Yeah.
2015. It was pretty fucking crazy. And they were big then too. They're not as big as they are now, but they were like they definitely headlined, and everyone was definitely shocked to see that name on the flyer for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. 100%, man. So what? I mean, how many shows did y'all do a lot of shows here locally before y'all started going?
Yeah, oh yeah. When we first started as a band,
Quite a bit.
yeah, well, I know you mentioned earlier we don't play a lot locally or whatever. Now, I mean, because we really don't need to and whatever. But when we first started as a band, we would jump on like metalcore shows, like deathcore shows, hardcore show, sludge show, whatever. Like anything that was like, anywhere from mildly to extremely aggressive, heavy music, we would fucking play it, and we would like try to win people over at every show. Not everyone would dig it, especially if we were a stark contrast to the other bands playing. Some people fucked with it, and some people didn't. There's a wave of hardcore kids that was created, I feel like, from Terminal Nation playing the shows at MF Metal, these metalcore shows, because there was a long time in this city where like hardcore kids were fucking known as like straight up assholes. I mean, you can make the argument that's any city, or you can make the argument that it's still the case, but there's like an unwelcoming attitude, maybe like an intangible you can't put your finger on. Like, I don't like fucking the hardcore dudes because they don't fucking want me here. Whatever. I think it's a lot better now. It's way better now, but it was definitely like that in the city for a long time. But us just saying, hey, we're clearly a hardcore.
Fuck what people thought about.
Well, that's
me,
good.
Dude.
That's
I'll
good.
fucking come and go.
There you go. Well, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But also, you want to have a welcoming. At least me. I'm speaking for myself. You want to have a welcoming environment, as long as you're not a fucking shithead. Like, I think you should be
bad example of like not having that attitude.
Sure.
Like,
no,
fuck these guys, man.
It's all good.
Attitude. I'll go wherever the fuck I want.
Well, and I mean, I used people you would recognize me in the mid 2000s being like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like the way I would mosh, and I was definitely a dick. I can own up to that. But I around 2014 we started Termination, and I was like, yo, let's play this deathcore show at MF Metal. Will the kids like us? Probably not. Will there be some that are into it? Maybe.
Yeah.
But if we can just show that, we're not above you. We're not like better than you guys. We're not like gonna stand outside while the other bands are playing. We're not gonna like fucking talk to you like if you just started going. I've been going to shows for, at this point, I don't know, between 15 and 20 years. And if you start going to shows for like 15 or 20 days, if this is your first show, I don't need to be an asshole to you. I don't need to impress you. I don't need to name drop this, that, and the other. Like, we can just fucking be cool. We can just hang out. It's your first show. That fucking rocks. Thank you for coming out. Oh,
hell yeah.
You don't fuck with hardcore, but you like, your favorite band is Suicide Silence. Well, that's cool. I mean, whatever. It's a little bit different from what we're doing, but that doesn't mean that we can't fucking hang out. And that doesn't mean that you can't vibe with my band and I can't vibe with you as a person.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Whenever I first heard Terminal Nation, I thought I thought death metal.
Yeah.
You know what
sure,
I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that new album.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 100% marketed as the death metal band. I would probably say.
Well, I mean, y'all hit it on the head.
Sure. Yeah.
Fucking. There's a lot of bands though that I've thought like, damn, sound like fucking, like death metal and shit. You know what I mean? Then it's like fucking look at their page or something. They're like they fucking call themselves a hardcore band.
Sure.
I'm like, what the fuck? But okay,
Yeah,
I mean, people that call like fucking Job for a Cowboy, metalcore and shit. It's like, no, they're death metal.
Sure, yeah.
Job for a Cowboy is fucking classic death metal.
Yeah, they went. I think I don't know much about Job for Cowboy, but they went through an evolutionary phase. I think where they
have done like, they've tried to put a different twist on their music. You know what I mean?
Sure.
With every album, you know what I mean? So they, but it's always been like that heavy death metal.
Sure,
vibe,
sure.
though,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
That's fair.
think they've ever put out like any, peace and love hippie songs and shit or anything. But which my fucking variety of music, dude. I'll go from listening to that shit to listening to Job for a Cowboy. You know what I mean? On the same playlist.
Sure.
So I got the Fray, and then fucking Embodiment of a Machine right after the fucking How to Save a Life. It's like people look at my fucking playlist and think, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
You said, "Oh, I'm sure." Yeah. But anyways, you've never heard of, or you've heard of it, you just haven't listened to them a whole lot or something?
Job for Cowboy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. So like when they first came out, that Doom EP, I was really big into that when I was more in like the metalcore scene or whatever, like 2007, 2006, 2007.
They did
something
tour a lot with metal. They got
at that time, sure. And I think after that EP, they tried to like cut ties with that whole movement. I mean, some people were like, "Are they the first deathcore band?" I don't know. My old band, I used to play in a band called Jungle Juice.
Yeah.
And like our third show was with Job for a Cowboy. Actually, dude. At the Village. Job for a Cowboy, Animosity, Annotations of an Autopsy.
Okay.
Something
what
else.
Like In Flames?
I don't think so. I don't think In Flames was on there.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that's where I fucking first heard about them was a show at the Village when I was a kid, about 14.
Yeah, it was probably the show. Yeah, I think Job for Cowboy only played the Village once, and it was fucking
that's how I heard
chaos.
About,
I mean, it was just
As Blood Runs Black.
Oh yeah, okay.
They were fucking sick. And Bullet for Valentine, I heard about them from a fucking show they played at the Village.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, dude. I remember that shit. I was like fucking 13 or 14, something like that. Maybe 15.
Okay.
Maybe. I was I was like probably one of the youngest kids there, I think, But yeah,
that's cool.
It was fucking it was a fucking cool scene, man. The Village was cool.
The Village was tight. I think I harbored a lot of animosity towards that place because some of the fucking shithead security guards they had or whatever. Yeah. And I was an asshole, like I'll admit it. But I got my ass kicked. I got the shit kicked out of me multiple times by security there. So like my memories aren't as endearing as maybe some other people, justifiably or unjustifiably so, however you want to look at it, whatever. But but in hindsight, I really do miss that place. That venue was fucking. It was sick and it was unique because it had the theater, the seats, like the setup was.
Yeah, and the theater.
I would give anything to still have that.
Yeah, down at the bottom of them, right by the stage, so you could still open up a pit, but if you get tired, fucking go take a seat. You know what I'm saying?
I would give anything to still have like a big show at that place. Like,
the smoke section though, fucking kind of sucked. Though you remember that like little cage area that. Crammed everybody in to fucking smoke cigarettes and shit. Could you imagine if a venue did that shit out it like right now? You know what I mean? Had a smoking section like that with COVID and shit.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Would flip the fuck out.
It was a little. It was different. I mean, I don't know.
Then it was like fucking everybody piling here like sardines.
Sure.
Like, hey, let me just short them a cigarette, homie.
Yeah.
You can't fucking do that. But man, shit changes though. You know what I mean? It's fucking growth.
That's how life.
I would say it's growth, but I think this is some shit people say to make themselves feel good. Oh, it's fucking growth. Yeah, sometimes whenever you have like control over it, it's like, damn, the Village fucking shut down.
Yeah,
That
that's
it
definitely
was
not
good
growth.
because it was fucking big. It was a big fucking venue.
Yeah,
You know what I
bigger
mean?
tours.
It
We were
was
getting booming
fucking,
opportunities
yeah, it was
that we aren't
fucking
now.
huge venue though. You know, like,
Sure.
shitload of space. You know what I mean? Once it closed down, it's like there was like what Juanita's at the time, you know, downtown music,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Vinos and shit, you know, shit
Yeah,
like that.
Juanita's.
But all those venues are like significantly smaller than the Village was. So it's kind of like that wasn't like, you know, I don't know. Maybe if there's like a, you know, equally fucking big venue that opened up after it shut down or whatever, I'd say that's growth. But no, with it shutting down, it doesn't feel like growth.
No, it's definitely not growth. We're in a worse spot now than we were then.
Yeah.
For sure. We're just not
Oh,
getting
yeah.
the tours. I mean, with COVID, it's hard to judge anything. I hope that as we're
Well,
coming
it
on the
was
downslope
looking,
of this,
the scene was looking good though before COVID fucking took off though. You know what I mean? With like pop punk scene and shit. You know, like
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean,
the
so
shows that I started fucking going to in 2019 were always fucking packed.
yeah.
So
I mean,
was,
so I hear a lot of people refer to the pop punk scene. I think it's just Go for Gold, right? Is just the scene, right? Or are there other
What?
pop punk bands?
Go for Gold, Anchor the Appetite, Any
Okay.
Given Room.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm out of the loop.
Cardinal Rule.
Fuck. Wouldn't that be a show? That would be a show that would sell out meals like that.
There's a fucking bunch of pop punk.
Okay.
bands,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
In
know?
that similar vein of yeah.
Fuck man. That's a good fucking band. They a lot of those dudes were in you know, other bands.
Sure,
and
yeah.
shit. And then Census. It's another. Good
Sure.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah. All those
dope.
bands are doing shit. That's good. Good for them.
Yeah, they are.
That's cool.
They're all doing shit.
I like to see that because I mean, obviously, I'm a older dude than a lot of those guys.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of young dudes in those bands.
Sure,
shit,
sure.
You know what I mean?
I just want to. I like to see the youth like making moves.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So I'm like
that gets
30,
me stoked.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. I'm 31.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but a lot of those fucking guys are like 28, 29, shit like that.
Oh,
You know what I
okay,
mean? So
sure.
They're not fucking, you know.
kids.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. You know, like, you know, fucking. I remember whenever I was younger and shit. Whenever I was like a teenager and shit, going to shows, I used to think that people were like so much older than me and shit. And it was like, damn, these people were only like 2 years older than I was.
It's really
But
weird.
It feels like you're so much older than somebody, you know what I mean, when you're younger and shit.
Sure, the dynamics different.
And then you fucking, you know, once you're an adult, shit, and it's like, damn, the person was only like 2 years older than me, like 17. You know what I mean? I was
Sure.
like fucking 16 or some shit. Fucking yeah, hell yeah, we were fucking pit together. It makes sense, you know. Now looking back on it, but at the time when I was a teenager, I was like, oh shit, yeah, felt really badass. You know what I mean? I thought everybody was like, so much older than me and shit, and I was fucking just in the pit with them and shit. I was like, damn, man, nah. Everything seems fucking way more fun though when you're a kid going to shows. Like,
Oh,
when
sure.
you're a
It's
teenager
exciting.
Going
It's-
to shows.
yeah.
It's way more exciting when you're from like when you're 30, and it's like, fuck, man. You know, it's still fun, but it's like,
But your
you
back
know,
hurts.
you know what's going on. You know what to expect. You know what's happening at the
Sure,
show.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not really like, you know, there's a few bands where it's like, oh, this is fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But a lot of shows, I mean, are, you know, it's just, you know, are the same unless the band's just really, unless I'm just really digging the band. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like some bands are just more energetic and stuff.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. I mean, like, you know, a band is a band, but then sometimes when a band puts forth that extra effort, it
when
just
they have
has
a
like
real,
a fucking
when
the
when a
vibe
band
is
has
different.
a good front man, you know what I mean? It's fucking like, oh hey, you know, fucking definitely like My Hands to War, you know what I mean? I'm always gonna catch a My Hands to War show.
Sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because Todd is a fucking great front man for them. You know what I mean? He's a great vocalist. Shit. I mean, you know, fucking the omelet really put them on the map. You know what I
The
mean?
omelet.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Fucking omelet.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that those fools put in like 150%.
Oh
Their,
yeah, dude.
which is that's good. That translates well. One thing I don't like is seeing bands that look fucking bored on stage. Like,
oh yeah,
yo, if you're fucking bored on stage,
the
what do you expect the audience?
is
Yeah,
gonna
come
be
on now.
bored.
Yeah, at
That's
least.
like, that's how I judge my podcast. Like, whenever I feel like shit start to get boring, or
Sure,
like
yeah.
running out of shit to talk about and stuff, then I'm like, all right, we're
Yeah, good time packing in. Sure.
Yeah, dude.
But
yeah, bands. I think bands can be the same way because it's like, some bands like play really good music, put out really good albums and stuff. But then when you see them live, it's like, they what, the music's good, but it's like, watching them live, like where a dude just stands there with fucking microphone.
And then I mean, it works.
Shit,
Like you can be. You don't have to.
It's got
constantly
it doesn't
move.
work for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't work for everybody though, because like there's
you can tell when somebody's phoning it in.
Yeah,
you can stand still and put out just as much energy as a dude who's like doing backflips and shit, like whatever. But
for sure.
But when you're phoning it in, like I think the audience can tell. I don't know. Like we touched on this a little bit earlier. Like what brought you into music, what the things that influenced me and what I write about. They're personal things. They're micro things. They're personal things and big picture things. But like, dude, when I think about like, I'll before we play, I'll just kind of get in my headspace and I'll just sit there and like run through all the subject matter of the songs. Like, why was I so fucking mad when I wrote this? Now I need to channel that energy because if I'm, it doesn't need to be phoned in. If I was pissed off when I'm writing it, and I was fucking pissed off when I recorded it, there's no reason I shouldn't be pissed off when I'm reading it back to you because I'm reliving that. And so, like, if I was just talking about all these things,
necessarily like with being like pissed off or whatever, like for like me as like a fan or whatever, like a spectator, it's just like seeing if you dig your own music. You know what I mean? Like, Like, there's some bands that like you can tell they aren't like having fun or aren't really like into it and shit. And it's like, damn, man, if you aren't digging your own music, people can sense that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And fucking throws it off.
Well, you write music from a point of emotion. If you deliver that and perform with no emotion, then it just seems fake. It just seems phony. And it just seems like you're a fraud. It's bullshit. So if you wrote a song and you felt this, if you were compelled enough emotionally to sit down, take a pen and write a fucking song, and come up with the structure of the song, this, that, and the other, and you were driven,
those emotions,
right? You had all this emotion coursing through your body to write that song, and then when you deliver it half-assed. But that's just
it can ruin it. You know what I mean? But a lot of the times, fucking those same bands that do shit like that, it sounds good. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds good on like Spotify. Or whatever,
sure, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's cool to like jam or whatever. But it's like, there's a shitload of bands like that where it's like I would jam them, but I'm not, fucking go to a show.
Sure. Yeah.
But and I hate to say that because I sound like a fucking douchebag. But it's just.
Well, I mean, you only have, especially at our age, you work, I work. Yeah. You got family. You got shit to do. You have a limited amount of time in a day. Yeah. You have a limited amount of time in a week. So you have a limited amount of fucking time on this earth. Yeah. So why would you waste your time going to some shit that fucking sucks ass?
Exactly.
I'm always supporting the scene or whatever. But if you're not putting 110%, why the fuck would I put 100, and 10% and show up to your show?
Yeah, it's got to be worth it.
Somebody's gonna isolate that what I just said. I'm all about supporting the scene, but why the fuck would I support? But but seriously, I mean, thankfully we're from an area where you mentioned earlier, Cardinal Rule, Go for Gold, like some of the bands we've talked about today.
Yeah.
Like Levels.
Yeah.
Like those are all top notch bands. They're like fucking. They're pros.
fucking
They're like
right.
pros. Like you
Yeah.
could put them side by side. Take Anchor the Appetite, right?
Yeah.
Put them on a side stage on Warped Tour.
Oh.
And if you walk
yeah.
up, you wouldn't think, oh,
They would
this
kill
yeah,
that,
you wouldn't think,
dude.
you wouldn't be thinking, oh, this band has no business being here. You would walk up and be like,
You'd walk
this is
up
cool.
and be like, these
like this,
fucking dudes
they
belong
would look
here.
like they
Yes,
they belong. They look like they belong.
They could, like, whenever they're putting on a show, you could tell that they're into that music. They're digging what they're fucking doing,
and they're having a good time.
And
like
they
you
all
can tell, they're
vibe
putting
with
out the
each
energy.
other.
Yeah, so that's
Shit,
good.
Yeah, so
and like
it all goes together perfect.
And we talked on Levels earlier.
You can tell when a band has that.
Sure,
You know
we
what
talked
I mean?
on Levels earlier, and that's it. Like the type of metal that they play is not really like my preferred style.
Yeah,
but like those guys are fucking pros. Like from like the attention to detail that they put in their recording, in their videos, and their performance. It's like they're good. They're sick. Yeah, they're fucking like they're killing it. Like so, there's a lot of bands who in Arkansas who I think are overperforming. We may not have as much notoriety as scenes in like New York, Texas, California, Florida, whatever. But I mean, we have the talent and the quality for sure.
Yeah.
Like we might not have the numbers, but quality over quantity, I think. In as it pertains to Little Rock specifically.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you have to be good to get noticed out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, if you're from Arkansas, you got to fight harder. You got to fight a little bit harder than somebody from a geographical region that is where you're expected to break out or where eyes are already on you.
Yeah.
Here, nobody's fucking watching Arkansas for the next big death metal band. Nobody's watching Arkansas for the next big pop punk band.
No.
Nobody's watching Arkansas for the next big alternative radio rock band. Nobody has eyes on Arkansas. So you have to fight, claw a little harder.
Looking here for fucking a podcast.
Right, exactly. Yeah, nobody's looking for the next big rapper out of Arkansas or whatever. There's a lot of things that kind of hinder us and hold us back being from here. And that being said, I mean we have a lot of bands who've still been kicking ass regardless.
Oh yeah, dude. That's like shit, man. I'm gonna keep podcasting regardless. You know what I mean?
Who cares? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
just do it.
If it's what you want to do, then fuck it. Who cares?
Right? Yeah, dude. I love that. I like to fucking meet new people and talk to people and fucking like learn about new people's music and stuff and just like get to know members of the bands and shit that I like listening to and stuff and sitting down and having a conversation and it's a plus that other people fucking enjoy the shit too, and other people want to listen to it, so it's like damn, podcasting is a fucking awesome thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, it's unique, it's just it's one of those things where it's like I think now, you know what I mean? Oh shit, everybody has podcasts, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's still a unique thing to do because everybody's podcast is different. You know what I mean? I listen to a shitload of different podcasts,
Sure.
And like I get that all the time. People ask me like, "Why did you get in a podcast?" Everybody has a podcast and shit. I'm like, yeah, everybody has a podcast, but everybody has a completely unique podcast. Nobody's podcast is the same.
Sure.
So like, fuck it. Somebody's gonna listen to it. And that's the mindset that I went into it with.
I mean, nobody else on earth has your perspective, whether it's whatever. So.
Yeah, that's what makes it unique. It doesn't matter how many there are. And I think music is the same way. Everybody's music is different. Just like it's the same way. Like you might be in the same genre as another band, but it's not going to be the same as that other band. You know,
Sure.
there's going to be something that's different.
Yeah,
about
as
it.
long as you're consciously putting like your own spin on it, like
Yeah.
especially that you just make it your own thing.
Yeah. But shit, man. I hate to cut this short. But do you want to plug in anything?
All right. Let's see. Terminal Nation, you can find all of our social media sites and various organizations that we support, things like that, merch, Spotify link, whatever. All that's at terminalnation.net. And there's a full link. That link will give you a list of whatever you need to satisfy your terminal thirst. And then we have a couple shows coming up. Memphis on July 23rd of 2001, right? Is that what year we're in? Fuck. COVID. Fuck
2021. Yeah.
21, yeah. 2021. Oh, shit. So we're playing Memphis July 23rd. I think it's sold out, but from what I just read via text message a couple of minutes ago, they are going to allow walk-ups. So if you couldn't get to our Little Rock show, drive up to Memphis and you can probably get in. The pre-sales are sold out, but there's still room. They're going to allow people in until it meets capacity, is what I was just told. July 26th, we have the show here. It's our record release show for our LP Holocene Extinction, which came out last year on $20 spin. We'll have records. We'll have new shirts. We'll have everything there. That's sold out. I'm going to play it by ear. And if that night, if we look like we might have a little more space in the room, I'll put a call out. I'll put a text. I'll put a tweet, a Facebook post, whatever, and I'll post on the event page. Hey, show up. You might get in, whatever. I'm just saying that now. You heard it here first. So July 26th, Terminal Nation, Sanguisugabog, 200 stab wounds and Second Life at the Eyes Up House. It's sold out, but we'll see. Maybe we'll allow a few more folks in. Who knows? And then Mutants of the Monster Fest, of course.
If that happens, somebody needs to text.
Okay. All right. I'll holler at you. And then the big one, Mutants of the Monster Fest in September. September 10th, 11th, and 12th in Little Rock, Arkansas with Devourment, Pallbearer, Terminal Nation, Weed Eater, Yautja, Frozen Soul, Morbid Visions. It's going to be a fucking crazy weekend. Get your weekend passes. John Moreland. I'll say that again.
Weed Eater.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And should be a wild one, so get your tickets to that. Those tickets are still available. It's in a way bigger room, but don't wait around too long because, as you can see, shit can sell out before you know it. Again, this is Stan from the band Terminal Nation. Hit me up on socials, whatever, terminalnation.net. That's where you need to go for all the information. Yo, Sam is cool,
yep,
right?
Sam.
You're cool, yep. Sam? I wasn't sure if we needed to go full first name.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on the show. Man, I know you're a busy dude and all of that.
You as well, yeah.
It's been a really fun conversation, but anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good shit.
All that good shit.
And catch me on the next episode.
Peace.
Yeah, that sounds like catch me outside.